All right, so we talked about this movement of Democrats in the primaries who've been voting uncommitted, and we saw it in Michigan, right, over President Biden's position over the war in Gaza. And it's been picking up steam to some extent since then. I mean, close to 46,000 voters in Minnesota Super Tuesday, which was about 19% of the vote, sent this message to the president with the uncommitted vote. We're joined right now by Jaylani Hussein. Now, Jaylani's executive director of the Council on American Islamic Relations in Minnesota. And you've been, one of the leading voices, I think it's fair to say, in this kind of uncommitted movement, especially in Minnesota. So let me put up the headline first for tonight's State of the Union address. We talked about it, Jaylani, a few times on the show. Biden will announce a plan for a temporary port on Gaza's coast to increase flow of humanitarian aid. They had a Republican congressman on a few minutes ago, right before you, who was, relatively dismissive of that. Didn't think it was a great idea. Said you should focus more on the hostages. But to me, someone like you's the target audience. The president's trying to say, hey, I'm doing something, try to help the people in Gaza. What do you make of the move?
Well, thank you for having me. And, I'm the executive director here in Minnesota, but this work of Uncommitted is outside of that, since our organization is a 501c3. But as a leader in the Muslim community and someone who's been doing this work for a long time, I think we got a clear message from the Israeli Defense Force and its leaders immediately after the horrific attacks on October 7th. And that was they were going to not allow any food. They're not going to allow any water. They're not going to allow any electricity. And they made true to that promise. And that is why today we are seeing for the first time in a very dark moment right now, children who are malnourished in Gaza. And the starvation has now reached a level where we are going to see massive number of people die because they don't have food, on top of the 30,000 that are already dead through the airstrikes.
Is this port, though, a step in the right direction? That'll be announced tonight. What do you think?
To be honest with you, this is something we have been asking for every day,
right?
Until we see it, until we see people receiving that food aid. We're not going to believe it. But it's also important to recognize, how can we give people food when we're still killing them? And we saw that just a week ago when we saw people who received food aid from the United States, flour, and they were shot at. And this is because until there is a permanent ceasefire, providing humanitarian aid may actually be more dangerous to people. Even though they want that food, we know that the Israeli Defense Force has a track record in the last 150 days to shoot at people who are also accessing this food.
All right, let me ask you about the political impact of what you guys have been doing in your state and what you've seen in other states. We have, a couple of ways of illustrating it, I suppose. Our delegate tracker, obviously the president is going to be the nominee and has all the delegates, but the fact that there's an unnamed, person on that list, uncommitted, with delegates, says something. Right. And then if we just look at the next screen, just looking at it just in numbers of uncommitted or no preference protest votes, as they call it, we've seen it a lot in the states. I mean, Michigan was over 100,000. In North Carolina was 88,000, Massachusetts 50-some thousand, and you guys in Minnesota was what, 45, 46,000, something like that almost. So what message have you sent? And is that it? Will you come back in November? Or what do you have to see to make sure that the president gets votes from people like you? Because I know you're not going to be a supporter of Donald Trump, say, right?
No, we're not supporting Donald Trump. But I think the message has been very clear. We've protested, we've marched. 80% of Democrats support a permanent ceasefire. 60% of Republicans support a ceasefire. Majority of America supports a ceasefire. We're tired of our nation being the lone nation in the world that is allowing this genocide to happen, facilitating it, paying for it, sending arms to Israel right now as they are literally ethnically cleansing Palestinians in Gaza. We have 1.1 million people at Rafah. And most importantly, they are dying by the minutes, by the hours. And our president, who has incredible amount of power, is refusing to call for an immediate and permanent ceasefire to save the people in Gaza and to save the hostages that we just talked about.
All right, that's Jaylani Hussein. We talked about this kind of movement, I guess, a lot here in recent days. We'll see what the impact is in the next few months. We thank you for coming on today, head of the State of the Union.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.